What if I told you Tesla just cracked the code to a battery that charges in 5 minutes, lasts 40 years, and could make electric cars cheaper than gas cars forever? In the next 12 minutes, you'll discover Tesla's revolutionary Prismcore battery technology that's about to change everything we know about electric vehicles. We're talking about 1,200-mile range, lightning-fast charging, and battery packs that cost less than $2,000. This isn't some distant future concept. This is happening right now. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how Tesla is rewriting the rules of energy storage. Welcome to Tesla Torch, where we break down the latest Tesla innovations that are reshaping our world. If you're excited about the future of sustainable transportation, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more cutting-edge Tesla content. Now, let's dive into what might be the most significant battery breakthrough in automotive history. For years, we've been told that the limitations of electric vehicles are simply the reality we have to accept. Short range, long charging times, expensive batteries that degrade over time. But what if everything we've been told about these limitations is about to become completely obsolete? Tesla has been quietly working on something that goes far beyond incremental improvements. They're not just making lithium-ion batteries slightly better. They're completely abandoning lithium altogether. And the alternative they've chosen might shock you. We're talking about aluminum. Yes, the same aluminum that's in your soda cans and kitchen foil. But before you dismiss this as impossible, let me explain the science that makes this revolutionary. Here's the fundamental problem with lithium that nobody talks about. Every lithium ion carries just one electron. That's it. One single electron per ion moving through your battery. But aluminum carries 3 electrons per ion. Think about that for a second. That's triple the electrical capacity from each ion that moves through the battery. It's like upgrading from a single-lane road to a 6-lane highway for electrical current. But the real genius isn't just in choosing aluminum. It's in how Tesla is arranging these aluminum ions inside the battery. They call it Prismcore Architecture, and it's unlike anything that's ever been attempted before. Imagine if instead of stacking battery cells like bricks in a wall, you could arrange them like a 3-dimensional crystal lattice, with each cell shaped like a dodecahedron, basically a 12-sided soccer ball. This isn't random geometry. Every surface, every angle, every connection point has been mathematically optimized to maximize the surface area where chemical reactions can occur. More surface area means more reactions per second, which means more power and faster charging. It's the same principle that makes a sponge absorb more water than a smooth block of the same size. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Tesla has wrapped each of these dodecahedral cells in something called a chroma-layer aluminum alloy. This isn't ordinary aluminum. It's been nano-engineered at the molecular level to boost electrical conductivity by an estimated 700%. Think of it as creating superhighways for electrons to travel through. But even with perfect geometry and superconductive materials, there's still one problem that has plagued every battery technology. Ions tend to clump together over time, creating dead spots and reducing performance. Tesla's solution? Microscopic actuators, just 1 micron wide, that gently vibrate to keep the ions flowing smoothly and prevent them from clustering. It's like having thousands of tiny traffic controllers inside your battery, making sure the electrical current always has clear pathways. The result of all this engineering? Energy loss is cut by up to 95% compared to current lithium-ion batteries. That means 95% more of the energy you put into charging your car actually becomes usable power for driving. To put that in perspective, if current electric cars waste about half their energy in heat and resistance, Tesla's new battery would waste only 2.5%. Now let's talk about what this means in real world numbers, because this is where things get absolutely mind-blowing. Tesla's Prismcore battery is targeting 2,000 watt-hours per kilogram of energy density. To understand how revolutionary this is, consider that a 40 kilowatt-hour battery pack using this technology would weigh just 80 pounds. That's lighter than most people. With a battery pack that light and efficient, Tesla estimates they could achieve a 1,200-mile range in their upcoming Model 2. Think about that for a moment. You could drive from New York to Miami on a single charge. You could cross multiple states without even thinking about charging. For most people, that's enough range for an entire week of driving. But range is only half the story. The other half is charging speed, and this is where Tesla's new technology becomes almost unbelievable. They're claiming a 5-minute full charge, not 5 minutes to get to 80%, not 5 minutes for a quick top-up, 5 minutes to go from empty to completely full. To achieve this, the battery would need to accept power at a rate of 1,200 kilowatts. To put that in perspective, that's more electrical power than most neighborhoods use at peak demand. It's the kind of power you'd typically see at an electrical substation. So, how is this even possible without melting the electrical grid? Tesla's solution involves something called station-side energy buffers. Imagine 10 megawatt megapack batteries stationed at charging locations. These massive batteries slowly charge up during off-peak hours when electricity demand is low, then release that stored energy in short, intense bursts when you need to charge your car. It's like having a giant electrical reservoir that can dump tremendous amounts of power very quickly without overwhelming the local electrical infrastructure. On the battery side, Tesla has developed what they call a teraflow electrolyte that dramatically increases how fast ions can move through the battery. Combined with AI systems that can read your calendar and location to pre-position energy in the charging buffer, the entire charging experience becomes not just fast, but intelligent. But here's what might be the most impressive specification of all: longevity. Tesla is targeting 30,000 charge cycles with their Eon cycle framework. Let me put that in perspective. If you charged your car every single day, 30,000 cycles would last you over 80 years. Even if you charged it every her day, you're looking at about 40 years of use. That's longer than most people keep their houses. This incredible lifespan comes from 3 key innovations. First, because the battery has such low internal resistance, there's much less stress during charging and discharging. It's like the difference between forcing water through a narrow pipe versus letting it flow through a wide canal. Second, Tesla uses something called microcurrent pulsing that actually refreshes the internal structure of the battery and prevents hot spots from developing. Third, the thermal management is so efficient that the battery can operate reliably from negative 94 degrees Fahrenheit to positive 338 degrees Fahrenheit without any external cooling system. Think about what this means for your wallet. Instead of worrying about battery replacement every 8 to 10 years, like with current electric vehicles, your Tesla battery would outlast your mortgage. It would outlast multiple car loans. You might even pass it down to your children. But Tesla didn't stop at just making a better battery. They've made it intelligent. The new battery system includes what Tesla calls a mind-link processor that monitors subtle cues like your grip pressure on the steering wheel, your eye movement patterns, even your heart rate, to determine whether you're in a hurry or driving calmly. Based on this information, it automatically adjusts the power delivery and thermal management to optimize for either maximum performance or maximum efficiency. The result is up to a 40% real-world range boost without you even noticing the adjustments. The car learns your driving patterns and anticipates your needs, coasting earlier when you're relaxed and providing instant power when you're in a hurry. It's like having a co-pilot that knows exactly what kind of drive you want before you even realize it yourself. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds too good to be true, and you're right to be skeptical. Revolutionary claims require revolutionary evidence. So let's talk about the single biggest technical challenge that has prevented aluminum-ion batteries from being practical. Something called dendrite formation. Dendrites are microscopic metal spikes that grow inside batteries during charging cycles. Think of them like tiny metal trees growing inside your battery. Eventually, these spikes can pierce through the battery's internal structure, causing short-circuits and potentially fires. In previous aluminum-ion prototypes, uncontrolled dendrite growth limited battery life to under 3,000 cycles, far too short for practical use. Tesla's solution is something they call the flux wall, a bio-inspired defense system that acts like an engineered cell membrane. This is a 0.8 nanometer coating made of self-healing liquid crystal polymer that channels aluminum ions into smooth, directed pathways, preventing the clumping and spike formation that creates dendrites. The molecular architecture of this coating actually mimics ion channels found in living cells. Just like how your body's cells control what goes in and out through specialized channels, the flux wall guides ions along low-friction lanes and eliminates the growth sites where dendrites typically form. Early laboratory results show a 99.99999% reduction in dendrite formation events. That's not a typo. 6 nines of reliability. The system includes sub-micron sensors that constantly scan for irregularities and can trigger targeted counterpulses to dissolve any dendrite formation before it becomes a problem. The polymer is also non-flammable and can survive brief exposure to 500 degrees Fahrenheit without degrading. This isn't science fiction. The materials and techniques involved are extensions of existing nanotechnology, just applied in a revolutionary new way. The combination of biomimetic ion channel coatings, real-time nanoscale sensing, and active electrochemical countermeasures creates a system that's both incredibly sophisticated and surprisingly robust. Now let's talk about what all of this means for your wallet, because this is where Tesla's new battery technology could completely transform the economics of car ownership. Tesla is targeting a cost of just $1,800 per battery pack. At that price point, a Tesla Model 2 with a base price of $10,000 becomes not just possible, but profitable. To put this in perspective, $10,000 is less than many people spend on a used car, and you'd be getting cutting-edge technology with a 1,200-mile range and a 40-year battery life. The total cost of ownership over 25 years could be up to 80% lower than a comparable gasoline vehicle when you factor in fuel costs, maintenance, and the fact that you'll never need to replace the battery. This dramatic cost reduction comes from several factors. Aluminum is incredibly abundant. Global bauxite reserves are estimated at 29 billion metric tons, compared to just 14 million tons of lithium reserves. That abundance translates to price stability and security of supply. Tesla's manufacturing process, which they call Quantum Smith laser-guided assembly, targets 99.999% precision, dramatically reducing waste and defective parts. The environmental benefits are equally impressive. Manufacturing a Prismcore battery pack produces roughly 1.2 tons of CO2 emissions, compared to 2.92 tons for a comparable lithium-ion pack. That's more than a 50% reduction in manufacturing emissions. At the end of the battery's life, which remember, could be 40 years, Tesla's Eterna melt process can reclaim 99.9% of the materials with near zero waste. But beyond the impressive specifications and cost savings, let's talk about what this actually means for families and everyday drivers. Imagine never having to plan your road trips around charging stops. With 1,200 miles of range, you could drive from Los Angeles to Denver or from New York to Atlanta without charging once. Family vacations become simpler, daily commutes become worry-free, and range anxiety becomes a thing of the past. The 5-minute charging capability means that charging your car takes less time than filling up with gas, especially when you factor in the time it takes to find a gas station, wait in line, and complete the transaction. You could charge your car during a quick coffee stop or while running into a store for groceries. The structural integration of the battery also has safety benefits that go beyond just storing energy. Because the battery pack serves as part of the vehicle's frame, the car becomes inherently stronger and more resistant to crash damage. The same geometry that optimizes energy storage also creates a rigid structure that helps protect passengers in the event of an accident. For parents, this means peace of mind, knowing that their family is riding in one of the safest vehicles ever designed. The lighter weight also means better handling, shorter braking distances, and a smoother ride, keeping kids comfortable on long trips and making the driving experience more enjoyable for everyone. From an environmental perspective, families can feel good knowing that their transportation choice is genuinely sustainable. Unlike current electric vehicles that still rely on mining rare earth elements, Tesla's aluminum-ion battery uses abundant recyclable materials. The 40-year lifespan means that children who ride in these cars as kids could still be driving the same vehicle when they have children of their own. The reliability factor cannot be overstated. With minimal service requirements and a battery that's designed to last for decades, Tesla vehicles become more like appliances than traditional cars. You use them daily without thinking about maintenance, replacement, or repair. The only regular service would be tire rotations and occasional software updates. So what's the timeline for all of this revolutionary technology? Tesla is already testing Prismcore Architecture in their development facilities, with plans to introduce it first in the Model 2. The pathway from laboratory to production involves scaling up manufacturing processes that are already proven at smaller scales. The materials science is solid, the manufacturing techniques are established, and the market demand is clearly there. This isn't about waiting for some distant breakthrough or hoping that theoretical physics will work in the real world. This is about engineering excellence, manufacturing discipline, and the kind of systematic innovation that Tesla has become famous for. The leap from current battery technology to Prismcore isn't magic. It's geometry plus chemistry, executed at massive scale with incredible precision. The implications extend far beyond just cars. Battery technology this advanced could revolutionize home energy storage, grid-scale renewable energy deployment, and even aerospace applications. We're potentially looking at the foundation for a completely sustainable energy ecosystem where clean energy can be stored efficiently, cheaply, and for decades at a time. As we wrap up, it's important to understand that we're witnessing more than just an incremental improvement in battery technology. We're seeing the potential end of the age of compromise in electric vehicles. No more choosing between range and charging speed. No more worrying about battery degradation. No more premium pricing for clean transportation. Tesla's Prismcore battery architecture represents a fundamental rewrite of what's possible in energy storage. The combination of advanced geometry, innovative chemistry, intelligent design, and sustainable materials creates a system that's not just better than current technology. It's different in kind, not just degree. For Tesla investors, this represents potentially the most significant competitive advantage in the company's history. For consumers, it represents the promise of electric vehicles that are better than gasoline cars in every meaningful way. For the environment, it represents a pathway to truly sustainable transportation at global scale. The future that Elon Musk has been promising for years, where sustainable transport is not just viable but superior, is finally within reach. The age of compromise is ending. The era of genius engineering, practical benefits, and sustainable progress has begun. As always, we'll be following every development in this revolutionary technology here at Tesla Torch. If this video opened your eyes to just how close we are to a transportation revolution, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. The future is electric, the future is sustainable, and the future is happening faster than anyone imagined. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.